doctor, Dan Castellaneta, once said, "All normal people love meat. If I went to a barbecue and there was no meat, I'd say, 'Yo, goober, where's the meat?'" The simple fact is that meat is beneficial in a variety of ways. Vegetarianism, I'm sorry. Today I would like to entice you to eat meat by first explaining why vegetarianism and meat abstinence is an issue. Second, by exploring the detriments of consuming artificial and imitation meats. And lastly, by revealing how meat is beneficial and how to incorporate it into our diets. Avoiding meat eating is risky and primarily unhealthy. Vegetarianism is a diet based on plant-based foods that includes vegetables, fruits, legumes, seeds, and nuts. Vegetarians do not eat meat, game, poultry, crustacea, shellfish, etc. A vegan diet is a more extreme version of the vegetarian diet in which no animal products are allowed, including honey, eggs, and dairy products. There are several health risks that accompany vegetarianism, the vegan diet, and meat abstinence. One example would be nutrition deficiency. Also, unbalanced meat-free diets without sufficient nutrients can lead to sugar addiction, blood sugar highs and lows, and in the long run, even diabetes. In an October 2009 issue of Diabetes Forecast, it is stated that the safflower oil and conjugated linoleic acid and trace amounts of meat showed results in fighting obesity. Those that choose not to eat meat do not consume very much protein. This means that they often eat more fats and sugars to satisfy their hunger cravings. Proteins are also necessary for your body's survival. There are an array of essential proteins, and these are known as essential amino acids. Proteins from animal sources are considered high biological value proteins because all 9 essential amino acids are present. Plant sources of protein, such as legumes, nuts, and seeds, generally do not contain sufficient amounts of one or more of the essential amino acids. A couple of unhealthy vegetarian foods include margarine, which is made of highly processed hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated fats, and soy, which can be healthy in moderation, but suspicious in large quantities, especially because it can cause hormone imbalances in both men and women. Heavily processed vegetarian foods like textured soy protein, satine, and fake meats are valuable only in extreme moderation because they are very difficult for the human body to digest because of all the additives and the processing that they undergo. Fortified rice and soy drinks, as well as other foods that vegetarians are often directed towards, can be chancy as well. The sources of the vitamins and minerals in these foods is rarely listed, and they usually come from cheap manufactured sources, which makes it difficult for our body to make use of them and absorb them. Some people turn to artificial meats in an attempt to acquire the same nutrients that are offered in real, genuine meat. The problem with this is that artificial meats are incredibly processed, so there's no way that they can offer the same amount of nutrients. A March 2009 article in Food in Canada stated that the textured soy protein flakes mimic meat's natural structure, texture, and chewing properties. They contain only 50% protein and hydrate faster in cold water for shorter production mixing times. Various forms of imitation meat have been created to satisfy people who wish to reduce or eliminate their meat intake. They are typically some type of processed soybean or tofu, but can also be based on wheat gluten or even fungus. In the United States, the most common technology for producing imitation meats involves textured vegetable protein, or TVP, a dry bulk commodity that's derived from soy. Unfortunately, a neurotoxic petrochemical called hexane is one of the main components in creating natural soy foods. Hexane is commonly referred to as a hazardous air pollutant by the Environmental Protection Agency. Corn is the trade name for a type of imitation meat that's made from microorganisms. This microorganism is actually correctly defined as mold or fungus. Fake meat is bad for you. For example, soy commonly tends to cause hormonal imbalances, has 16 known allergens, and some of the steps in its processing have been linked to the development of cancer. Soy protein usually arrives at a food manufacturer in the form of a dry powder. This type of protein is coiled and globular, while the protein in real meat is fibrous, so the challenge is to change the soy's molecular structure. The food manufacturer exposes the soy to heat, acid, or a solvent, then runs it through an extruder to reshape it. When the molecules are denatured, they open up and become more fibrous. And with the application of a gel such as carrageenan or xanthan gum, something that will hold with a little bit of water, the molecules can be held together, and the final product is something that vaguely resembles a piece of meat. Corn, the leading brand for meat alternatives worldwide, is made from a double fermentation process. This fungus is mixed with binders, flavorings, and other ingredients, formed into the desired shape, and then heated. Other faux meat products are made from wheat gluten. Wheat has even less protein than soy, but it is appealing because its stretchy texture is easily transformed into the chewiness of meat. Some scientists are even experimenting with in vitro meat, also known as laboratory-grown meat or cultured meat. A September 2009 article of New Scientist acknowledges that consumer groups are wary of this, and some food groups have even vowed to keep it out of the food system. Test tube burgers, anyone? It has been proven that eating meat provides an assortment of essential nutrients. It is also extremely easy to incorporate meat into your diet. The protein in meat is generally higher than the protein in plant foods. Meat contains the protein required for the body for the growth and production of lean, calorie-burning tissue. Many processed foods found in shops and grocery stores contain protein values of poor quality. This means that the protein cannot be used for maintenance and must either be used for energy or stored as fat. The quality of protein can be an important factor in maintaining and even losing weight because low quality protein means there's less for building lean mass. Jim Stabani, an author for an article titled Flex, says, red meat is good for protein, as well as minerals including selenium, which helps to maintain muscle strength and metabolism, and zinc, which maintains immune function and helps to boost muscle strength and testosterone levels. Iron is another important element of meat. It provides oxygen to muscles to support physical activity and is a main component of protein. Iron in animal products is more readily available than that in plant sources. A deficiency in iron can lead to such conditions as anemia, fatigue, and painful menstrual periods. What about amino acids? Amino acids aid in optimizing vitamins, cell regeneration, thyroid stability, metabolism, building immunity, and detoxification. Basically, amino acids are what proteins are made out of. In fact, alanine, a simple amino acid, is what gives meat its flavor. Essential amino acids are not manufactured by the body, and that means that we have to ingest them. Meat is a very easy way to do this. There are several solutions to meat evasion. One easy way is to begin the incorporation of meat into your diet is to become a flexitarian. Flexitarians focus on vegetarian food but incorporate meat into their diets as well, and there is no amount that has to be eaten. Another easy way is to try to reconnect with your childhood through versions of your mother's homemade meals. So you can try to experiment with soups by doing organic chicken broth instead of vegetable broth, or you can buy grass-fed meats, which is very healthy. Basically, meat is good for you, especially organic meat. Not only is it high in crucial nutrients for our body, but it is also natural and unprocessed. Mac Margolis of Newsweek Atlantic Edition has even said that meat is the most coveted agricultural commodity in recent history. Today we have determined why vegetarianism and meat abstinence is a problem, assess the dangers of consuming artificial and imitation meats, reviewed some of the major health benefits of eating meat and discussed how to incorporate it into our diets. I think it is now apparent to all of us that meat munching is not madness.